audible, visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. What about you? And
I'm
thank you for
also
asking.
doing. I'm
Yeah,
also doing good. Thank you so much for asking.
yeah.
So this is your
Great.
second class, right?
Actually, this is my first class. First one was a
Oh,
demo class, which is I
hmm.
took 1 month ago. So it is my
Right.
first class, not a second class.
Okay, but you took the demo class, right? This is your first paid class, I think. Then.
Yeah, yeah. It's my first paid
Okay.
class. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay.
Mhm,
So how has your day been?
mhm. It was great. My day
Okay.
was good, pretty good.
Okay, amazing. So, since it's my
Yeah.
first time meeting you, could you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah,
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. As you know, my name is Nisha Singh. I'm live in Delhi, and I'm a homemaker, and that's all about me.
yeah. Okay, amazing. And why are you on the platform? I mean, what are the problems that you are facing when it came to speaking in English?
Yeah, actually, while speaking, I have been facing so many problems. Like whenever I start speaking at that time, I stuck somewhere. Whenever I use the grammar in the sentences at that time, I do some mistakes and
Hmm. Hmm.
lots of preposition mistake, which is I am doing. So.
Right.
And lack of confidence,
Hmm.
I know that I can speak, but whenever I start speaking in front of the
Yeah.
experts, at that time I
Hmm.
feel hesitate. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
want
Hmm.
to remove my this hesitation.
Right, absolutely
Yeah,
understandable. Okay, so I'll also give you a basic problem is that of grammar or of vocabulary that we can remove by say
yeah.
studying or going to the
Mhm,
basics and taking a look at
mhm,
maybe whatever we are doing mistakes and making mistakes and it's prepositions. We can take a look at
mhm,
prepositions, articles, whatever.
mhm.
So grammatical mistakes are actually the easiest to solve, the easiest to make as well. We make the most mistakes in grammar, but also the easiest to solve in the sense that if I tell you that this are your mistakes, you can go back and look at a book or look at some videos, study yourself, do some problem solving, and you'll be good to go. But then the
Yeah,
next part comes in where you are talking about or complaining about a confidence issue or maybe sometimes a lack of fluency, stammering, stuttering, getting stuck, as you said. So these are all of this. Obviously, this also happens with
sorry,
lack of.
sorry, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes your voice is cracking, guys. I am not able to get you properly.
Why is that happening? I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
it
I'll try to
little bit
go.
better before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll try to go a little slow. It also might be because of technical glitches. But yes, I was just saying that all of these things like getting stuck or
Mhm.
getting nervous or underconfident
Mhm.
or whatever it is,
Mhm.
all of these issues they also happen because of a lack of practice, but they also have a
Yeah.
psychological component. What psychological component?
Oh.
Like you are saying that okay, I get nervous when I'm talking to experts, maybe because your brain is saying that okay, these
Mhm.
people know the language better, they will judge me if I make
Yeah.
mistakes or
Sure.
whatever it is. So
Maybe.
that's why you get
Maybe.
stuck, maybe your brain gets frozen. So there are tips and tricks to work
Mhm.
on this as well. Don't worry a lot about it. The main thing is to
Mhm.
practice a lot, and what we will do in this session is that first I will try to see where your basic mistakes are, your grammatical mistakes are, and take a note down
Mhm.
about them or make a note out of them. And at the end of the
Okay.
session, I'll take 5 minutes and tell you that, ma'am, these are the areas that you are going wrong. Please make a
Mhm.
mental note about them and read them or whatever it is. I'll give you some tips on how to do that. And apart from that,
Okay.
I will also suggest some measures that you can use in order to, improve your situation, that psychological component where you feel nervous or underconfident, and see how
Mhm.
you can deal with those. Okay? Does that sound
Yeah.
better?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
okay. Right. So we will do that. But before starting, obviously, I will give you a quick introduction about myself. So I'm Ananya.
Okay. Sure. Sure. I want to
Right.
know.
I'm
Yeah.
Ananya and I live in Kolkata, West Bengal, but
Okay.
I was in Delhi for quite a number of months because I was doing my
Okay.
post graduation at JNU. So I
Oh,
was
Jane.
studying,
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Oh, great.
right. So I
So
just
which
completed
subject?
English,
Okay.
English.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, English.
yeah,
Oh, great,
yeah.
great.
And I really want to go back to JNU again because I want to do my
Okay.
PhD there as well. So I'm
Okay.
hoping, I'm looking forward to see if that can be a possibility if I can start my PhD next year. That too in English,
Mhm.
and let's see
Yeah.
where I go from there. But in this regard, I've been working as a communication expert and an English language teacher for the last 5 years, and
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah, I love talking to people. I first started with teaching kids, and then slowly I moved on to
Okay.
talking with adults and having conversations. And both of these experiences are so different, but at the same time so good. I love talking to people. I love to help them out as
So
much as I can.
how long have you been on a English Yari?
English Yari I joined very recently while I was at JNU. I
Okay.
was teaching back then at
Okay.
another platform, but they
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately closed down. So I was teaching kids back then.
Mm-hmm.
So then I
Oh,
shifted to this
okay.
platform, and there I started teaching adults as well. And then I was like, wow, this is such a nice experience, such a new experience, talking to new people. So,
Great,
and
great.
everyone, yeah, as you would experience, English Yari as well, you will see that you can talk about a lot of things through the topics. And as
Yeah.
tutors over here, we also get that opportunity to talk to people, know about their lives in whatever
Yeah.
capacities, and it's a really good
Yeah.
thing. So,
You know, I actually forgot one thing about
yeah, yeah,
myself. Like
yeah.
I'm a YouTuber also. I start my YouTube channel. So
Oh,
nowadays I'm also
amazing.
enjoying that type of life. Like every
Mhm.
day I have a conversation with the different people from the different part of
Oh,
India. So nowadays I'm also enjoying this.
amazing. Of course, YouTube is so fun. And yes, that's great.
Yeah.
And are you conversing there like in English, Hindi, which language?
Yeah.
English.
No, no,
Okay.
only yeah.
Only in
Actually,
Hindi.
I just start the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
Intention is that I just get a person with whom I
Hmm.
can have a conversation everyday
Right.
basis. So I
Right.
just
Right.
started my own YouTube channel. So
Okay.
I every day I get a 4 5 person in every day, and I
Hmm.
am enjoying it very much.
Very nice. Very nice. I can see that smile on
Yeah.
your face. So yes, you'll understand.
My
And many of
personality actually,
yeah, yeah,
Ananya,
yeah.
you know, my personality is like that. I want to prefer to smile
That's
at my
very sweet.
face every
Yeah.
time.
Very sweet of you. And yeah, many students here who
Yeah.
come here have their YouTube channels. So maybe you will also connect with them somehow and see if you all can talk about English Yari together. Right? Okay. On that note, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
smiling, should we, walk our way to the topic? Should we start with the topic?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So the topic of the day is family, right? Did you get some
Yeah.
time to go over the topic?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. So yes.
Hmm.
So how many members are there in your family? Could you tell me a little bit about your family?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 6 members in my family.
Okay.
Like me, my husband, I have
Hmm.
2 sons, and
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
daughter-in-law and father-in-law.
Okay. Great. So one son is married, and you, your husband, and
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
father-in-law.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Okay. So since you have quite some members in your family, to whom are you the closest, and why?
Yeah. Actually, if I talk about like whom with whom I am very closest, it's
Hmm.
difficult for me because I love all the family members. I love all my family members because
Hmm.
whom I very closest is my younger son.
And why?
Actually, he is living in a in a Mumbai, so he is
Okay.
living far away from me.
Right.
Maybe that's the affection of that. I am very
Yeah.
close to him, and so many times I feel worried about him. He is
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
living with me. Maybe that
Right.
is the reason. Otherwise, I love all the members of my family.
Yeah. So
Whether
distance has
whether
made
he's
the
my son, she is my
right.
daughter-in-law, my father-in-law, anybody,
Yeah.
I loves everybody. I love
Right.
everybody.
Right. But distance has made the heart grow a little
Yeah,
fonder.
sometimes, yeah.
Right. And is your younger son working or studying right now in Mumbai?
No, no, he is doing his job.
Okay, okay, great. Right. So now this is your, the part of your family after your marriage. So before marriage, who were there in your family?
My family, okay.
Yes,
Before
yes,
marriage,
yes.
actually, before marriage, I was living in a joint family with
Okay,
a 14 members in my family at the
okay,
time,
great.
and
Yeah.
I have two siblings. Both are brothers, and my parents, my aunt, uncle, my grandparents, their children also. So
Okay. And the
I
brothers,
was living in a joint family before
okay,
marriage.
great. And the
Yeah.
brothers were elder or younger?
One brother is elder
Okay.
than me, and the other one next one is younger than me.
Okay, great. So you are the middle one. You're the middle
Yeah, I
sibling.
am the middle one.
So what were the, problems of being a middle sibling, or what were the advantages of being a middle sibling? Many people say there
Yeah,
are lots of problems or lots of advantages. So what were the problems or advantages?
yeah. If I sometime the being a middle, sometime we get some advantages and sometime disadvantages.
Hmm.
Whenever my younger brother was done some mistakes,
Hmm.
some misbehavior at the time,
Hmm.
I just blamed my elder brother at that time. And then
Right.
I would say that I used to say that I didn't do that. My young elder brothers did it. So advantages.
Right.
It was advantage for me, but
Yeah.
sometime, my younger one my
Yeah.
younger brother blamed me like whenever he eats something, and at that time, sometime I used to steal his items like whatever he was eating. So
Right.
and. Sometimes I took some advantage like that, and I did some prank with him actually,
Okay.
and I blamed my younger one. I did some prank with my
Right.
elder brother, and I
Hmm.
blamed younger brother.
Right. Okay. So a lot of advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah,
Everything is fun. I can see. Great. So
yeah.
now, could you? I can see that you had a lot of fun growing up with your siblings. So do you remember any funny moment, or even some any good moment, any good memory with your siblings while growing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Choose
many.
anyone funny,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was so many things which
Hmm.
we had done in our childhood,
Hmm.
but I remembered a one thing which
Hmm.
is I did with my younger brother.
Okay.
Actually, on the vacations we used to lots of
Hmm.
prank to each other in
Right.
on the special vacations, because my elder brother was elder than me like 3 years,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
younger one is three years young
Okay,
actually.
younger. Okay, okay.
And whenever we used to make lots of noise, or at that time my mother you would settle down to us. At that
Hmm.
time she always gave us she used to give us a watermelon, you know
Okay. Right.
watermelon.
Yeah.
I used to eat my own watermelon, and
Hmm.
whenever is my younger one's watermelon, um, he just started to eat his watermelon. At that
Yeah.
time, I just started doing something like I used to disturbed him actually.
Right.
Yeah. Eat his watermelon. Then he swallowed all watermelon, yeah, at once.
Okay. Right. That's really
Then
funny. Okay.
some
Yeah.
some seeds stuck inside his tongue.
Oh,
He
right.
he started crying. Then I said, you just ate swallowed whole watermelon at once.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
a plant will grow in your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Would be grow in my stomach. Then my
Right.
mother made him, then my mother made him understand. No, no, it would not. It would not happen. It
Yeah.
would not anything else like that. Whatever I
Right.
was saying. So
Hmm.
after that, my mother scolded me a lot because.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Right. Now, my last question would be, between a joint family and a nuclear family, which one do you prefer and why?
Okay. Okay. I always prefer to live in a joint family.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Because a family is the blessing for everyone, you know,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
whether they are living in a joint family or in a nuclear family.
Right.
Family, family serves us as a school. For every child, it serves as a school, because in every child, first lesson they learn from their family.
Right.
So
True.
if they family is a identity of a individual person.
Right.
So
That's true.
but whenever I concern to live in a with any type of family like joint family or single family, so I also prefer to live in a joint family,
Hmm. Hmm.
because there are so many advantages to live in
Yeah.
a joint family.
Right.
uh, if you are living in a joint family, you can share your responsibilities, like you
Yes.
can do your any responsibility, whether it is in home or outside of home. it
Yeah.
it would be shared
Right.
to
Absolutely.
other family members.
Hmm.
And
Hmm. Hmm.
first one is this point, and if I talk about the second one, is that we can reduce the financial burden.
Yes. True. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're
Very
living
true.
in,
Yeah.
yeah, if living, you are living in a joint family,
Hmm.
if 4 5 members are earning,
Hmm.
so they
True.
club their money for expense their house expenses.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All are very, very good points, whatever you raised.
Third one is,
And yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
third
Go on.
third one
Hmm.
is social interaction.
Right. Hmm.
If you, if anyone lives in a joint family, if he is anybody is a child,
Hmm.
and he lives in a joint family, he
Hmm.
interact with lots of people, like their
Right.
aunt, uncle,
Hmm.
grandparents, so many people.
Yes.
So, whenever he become a young man, he is maybe he is becoming a more humorous, more like have a good things
Right.
in him. Like, that's all about my
Absolutely.
points.
Okay. Thank you so much. You put forward a
Yeah,
lot of good points. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So that was my last question, as I said, and you might have noticed that I was writing some things down at
Okay,
certain times.
I'm
So I
ready
will
for
tell
it.
you. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell
I'm
you.
ready for it.
Mostly, you made like certain stray mistakes that I'll let you
Mm.
know about. That these are the things you'll have to, focus on a little whenever you have some time, and then I'll also come to the tips and tricks that I said that I'll tell you.
Okay.
But before that,
Okay.
Nisha,
Okay.
tell me, did you feel nervous talking to me?
Little bit.
Little bit,
Because
but you could,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because I
yeah, yeah,
feel that you are an expert. I am a learner.
Yes.
So whenever, yeah, little bit, no, not, I
Yeah.
can't say that I'm
Yeah.
feeling too much nervous there while
Mm,
talking to you. Little bit.
yeah. But
Because
you could
I was
overcome it.
feeling,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 You
mhm.
continue. You continue. Continue. Yeah.
Actually, whenever I was talking to her at that time, I was not able to get a proper word while
Hmm.
while narrate my whole thing, like
Hmm.
whole story.
Right. Hmm. Right,
Yeah,
happens,
was.
happens. That yeah, that happens with our vocabularies sometimes.
Mhm.
So you will have to what you have to do. Okay, I'll talk about the tips and tricks first. What you have to do is,
Mhm.
speaking is not something that you will master just by speaking. For that, you will have to hone your reading skills, your writing skills sometimes, and most importantly, your listening skills. So what you have to do is that for listening skills you have to watch some videos in English, some movies in English, see
Okay.
how the actors are
Okay.
talking because they're native speakers. I'm not talking about dubbed movies or anything. Watch proper
Okay.
Hollywood films, British films, American films, whatever it is.
Okay.
And then some English videos. You know how to handle YouTube. You'll find a lot of say English couples or English family members making lifestyle vlogs, or try to watch them, try to
Mhm.
see how they're speaking, try to put the subtitles on and follow them. Those will help you a lot
Okay.
because you will see how your ears will become familiarized with the language. Because the problem with us Indians speaking in English is that we don't have an environment where we can listen to, we can read continuously, we can speak. That's why our brains do not get synced
Mhm.
to the language. That's why your brain is getting stuck sometimes, like you were saying. It's
Yeah.
getting frozen sometimes because your brain hears someone speaking in English, and your brain thinks like, okay, this is an unfamiliar language. Should I be nervous? Would I be able to handle it? So you have to ensure that your brain knows that you know it. You know the language. You know how to deal with it. There's nothing to get nervous about. Your brain will only get nervous when it is underconfident about its own ability to handle the language. So you have to make sure
Yeah.
that your brain knows that I know it. You don't have to worry. Okay. For that, watch
Okay.
movies and read as much as possible. Read a book, read newspapers, whatever is more convenient for you. Read short stories. I'm not asking you to start with novels or something. I know it will be
Mhm.
harder probably, but start with a short story. Maybe start with a newspaper article. Just try to read in English as much as possible. Read a
Okay.
magazine, anything. And whenever you see some word that you do not understand, do not avoid it or ignore it. Go find its meaning, write it down, and just read about it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this would
Okay.
be the tips and tricks that you have to work a little on. Then now the
Mhm.
specific, mistakes that you made. So whenever you are saying stuck, you'll have to say get stuck or words are stuck, something like that. You are saying that word stuck. Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, you were not visible.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem. You can see me now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So words get stuck or words are stuck. Then sometimes you have to be a little conscious about the I'm sorry, articles that you're using. For example, you said
Yeah.
that get 4 or 5 people, get 4 or 5 people, no required there, right?
Okay.
Okay, this is a
Yeah.
technical mistake a lot of us make whenever we are talking about how many members are there in our family or whatever. We should never say me or I first. Me or I should always appear at the end. This is true for
Mm.
every list you talk about where I or me the word is involved. You should say
Mhm.
all the names first and then me. The chronology should always
Oh.
be you, then third person, then me. If you is not involved, then third person and me. Okay, me, I should
Mhm.
always come at the last. Second person, third person, first
Mhm.
person. This is the chronology. Okay, if there's no second
Great.
person, third person and first person. Okay, very closest. You should always say the closest before closest, as in any superlative degree. The word that goes before it is the. Okay, the closest, the best,
Mhm.
the most beautiful, whatever it is. Any superlative degree
Mhm.
should be preceded by the. Then sometimes, you were saying sometimes. Sometime is wrong. Sometimes. Okay. Some is plural.
Sometime, not sometimes.
Yes.
Sometime.
Yes. Not sometime. Yes.
Yeah.
Then,
Actually,
yeah.
one thing I want to know, like in a whenever I use article at the time, I always do mistakes. A and
Yeah.
the where I
Yeah.
should use the a and
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
the is
Can you
for
tell
definite
me?
objects. Yeah, yeah. The is
Okay,
for definite objects. Like you were saying, the pen. The can you suppose there I don't have a lot. Okay. I don't have a lot of pens here. So suppose you have three
okay,
pens and you want this red
okay,
pen. So you will say, can you
okay.
pass
I have
me
two
the
pens.
red pen? Yeah. So I will say, can you
Okay,
pass me the transparent pen, the that pen? So the pen.
okay,
But if I want any one pen, it doesn't matter what ink, what color. So I will
okay,
just say, can you pass me a pen? So you will pass me any one
okay,
pen. So A is for
okay,
anyone, no particular thing. But the, have you heard
okay.
about the haunted house? The haunted house. Or if I say that,
Hmm.
then you'll say, oh, which haunted house? That one in Delhi. But if I come to you and say, have you heard about a haunted house? So you will say, yeah, in my childhood, I heard about this haunted house in Agra. There was another one in Mumbai. So all of that. So you will not know,
Okay.
which haunted house. The will mean that one. And A and
Particular.
is, yeah, absolutely. And
Hmm.
a and an is for firstly, singular objects. A is for, consonant sounds. An is for vowel sounds. For this too, I
Yeah.
would request you to get hold of a grammar book or some videos and see, where to use a and an. There are certain tricky areas, mainly for,
Okay.
vowels and consonants, but
But
sometimes like for, yeah,
Anand, what is the problem?
yeah,
I know whenever I got when I cleared all the confusion like
yeah,
A and D, but
yeah,
whenever it comes to talking about like that in a
yeah,
conversation, I
yeah.
again forget it. It's the
Right.
problem.
Right, right, right. Happens. That you have to, keep on speaking, practicing. As I said, you have to sync your brain.
Hmm.
Slowly it will go away. It won't, you know it. Now you just have to, apply it to practice. Don't worry, just keep on
Hmm.
practicing. And be a little conscious
Yeah.
about that. That, okay, I have to use articles. Okay. That way your brain will
Hmm.
function better. Then you said that my
Right.
brother is elder 3 years, elder by 3 years. Okay. Elder by.
Ended
So,
by,
yes.
yeah.
So that preposition is, now you said my all watermelons. This is a mistake again many people make. It should be all
Okay.
of my watermelons. All should come first. All, every, or
All
each.
of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will all come before my, not my all watermelons. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
used
Okay.
to, disturbed, you said. Used to disturb. No ed after two. No past tense after two. Okay.
Okay. After two.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And one thing you said, he interact, he become. With he, she, any singular third person, it should be he becomes, she becomes, Ananya becomes, Ananya
Hmm.
eats. So there should be an S. The verb should be
Yeah.
pluralized. And then you said he was caring, he was scared. Scaring is when he is kind of scaring you. So he was scared
Hmm.
that I told him, right?
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay.
yeah, overboard with the time. But yeah, these were more or less the mistakes that you made. So just work on,
Hmm.
prepositions, articles, and plurals for
Hmm.
now. And as I said,
Yeah.
just keep on watching movies and reading a little. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Do you have any doubts?
No, just actually, I know it.
Yeah.
I'm doing is lots of mistake like
Yeah.
prepositions and all the.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
And yeah, yeah,
that
it's fine.
session was great.
It's just your
And
first
whenever I
class.
was making,
Yeah.
my fluency, what do you think about my fluency?
Your
Like,
fluency is
do
pretty
you
good.
feel?
It's pretty good. In fact, you're a very good speaker. So I forgot to mention that you
Okay.
are a pretty good speaker. So you should, it's not even like you're a beginner. You are an intermediate level speaker now. So you'll just try. You should now just try to make it as perfect as possible. So that's the goal.
Okay.
Okay, we are also trying to
Great.
do that
Great.
every day. It's not like we
Okay.
know the language wholly. We also make mistakes. But even when you make
Yeah.
mistakes, your brain should tell you, okay, stop it. You made a mistake. Correct it right now. So you correct it just then.
Yeah.
So yeah, the trick is
Mm-hmm.
to sync your brain, nothing else.
So
But
Ananya,
yeah, yeah,
can you suggest
yeah.
me other techniques like which technique should I follow? Like whenever you
What
so I
I
should
followed
watch the
personally,
yeah
for what I followed
yeah
is that watching movie technique that helped me a lot, and reading books. These are the
okay
first two techniques that you should try.
okay
Then comes all
okay
other techniques. I am not very familiar with other techniques as much because these two techniques
hmm.
helped me a lot. So you first try these
Okay.
two techniques and see how much it helps you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays,
Yeah.
I'm reading a lot, like English
Right.
books I am reading nowadays.
Right,
So
right.
thank you so
Yeah,
much, Ananya. It was
yeah.
a
Thank you
great
so much.
session. Thank you so
Right,
much.
right. Thank you so
Okay.
much. And I hope that
Okay.
you had a fruitful session with me. And I hope that we'll
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
again soon.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
Keep on
Thank you
practicing.
so much.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
okay.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you for your
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for joining.